Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 in this best of 3. It's the winner's match for Halo Koreans. And James, why don't you kick us off with these intros?
Are we doing word by word?
No, let's not do that. That was a train wreck.
Bab's overgrowth on the top right. That's right, left, right. Yes. Playing as Blue Zerg. Root for root. Root Hydra.
You had to remember what you're like. Oh wait, no, you're not American.
Like I can understand East versus West, but you're like left versus right. Like,
You can understand East versus West. Are you serious? Are you for reals?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like we always make the joke like it's north, up, or down. We don't actually know, so you can confuse those. I'm saying that's fine.
Okay.
But
All
left and right,
sure.
that's pretty standard
Sure.
stuff. His opponent, though, in the bottom left, is gonna be the red Protoss, Myungsik.
So, in order to remember left and right, when I was younger, I always remembered what you did when you said the Pledge of Allegiance. Did you guys do that in Canada land?
Oh,
Sorry,
Canada.
no, we don't do that stuff.
You don't put your right hand over your heart?
Our
we
home
just don't
and
do that
native land.
Wow, unpatriotic. God.
We don't do this.
True patriot
Wow.
love.
I remember I had like a.
all our sons come in.
Could you stop? It's the dumbest song I've ever heard.
Whoa, excuse you.
Anyways.
With
Okay.
glowing hearts we
Story time for
see
later.
the
Yeah,
rise.
Hydra's actually doing something really cool.
Yeah, the early lings, the one base, more importantly. Sorry guys, goofing around perhaps a little too much here. Get carried away with some good friends for StarCraft 2, but with this earlier pool coming down, this is how we saw Impact do this, right? The slow ling push of death. It's such a scary thing to hold off with anything shy of, well, a quick Zealot, but Myungsik is going to chrono this out as quick as possible. Now, because Myungsik actually didn't go for the faster Nexus, there's no real target here for Hydra to tear down. So as he goes to the main, his target priority starts becoming probes, pylons, whatever he can get his hands on, without taking too much damage himself.
Yeah, it's really not that committed. I mean, it was a 14 pool, I believe, or 13, but it was without speed, so.
I was kind of hoping he was going to go for the gold base behind this, Zerg styles. But probes is sneaking around, so
No,
Zealot
no!
well, it's got probes to help. I mean, it's gonna be really hard to get a full surround on this Zealot, but Myungsik is gonna have to lose a lot of mining time chasing these down, microing around. 2 Zealots is enough to guard this, but Hydra's never gonna just move into it. Exactly. Here, he'll wait till the Zealot's out of position, snipe off a probe, and continue. So this is kind of a cool move. It does cost him a lot of drones in the early game, though. You will note that worker difference right now, and that's not because of the benefit of Chrono, more the detriment of what he had to cut to make this happen. But the Zealots beat them back. They get a hold position on the ramp, and now Hydra's time is pretty much done.
Yeah. Time is over.
Really upset
another.
you like insulted the Canadian anthem, by the way. Sorry, I just can't let that
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
how
sorry.
could you?
Wow, it sounded pretty dumb, but maybe that's because Rifkin was singing it.
slide. Wow.
Like, ours isn't even a song. You know, like,
Yeah.
okay.
Just go ahead. I'll ask the question later.
In American schools, you say the Pledge of Allegiance and you have a moment of silence, okay? And our Pledge of Allegiance isn't some dumb song, all right? You can say that as neutral as you can.
I wish you would have a moment of silence.
We just say sorry. That's all you say.
Yeah.
No Pledge of Alliance. You just do something stupid. You say sorry.
Alright, well, we deal with the Nexus finally coming down to Myungsik. Hydra, of course, took his hatchery way ago behind this. But these lanes still stayed on this side of the field. Now, the problem is, with the Mothership Core and several Zealots, it's really going to be borderline impossible to get a lot done as far as damage goes. Scouting at best, and looks like he will barely sneak past.
Oh, God. I didn't realize it was a 9 pool.
Sentry micro.
Chat's got my back.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Hey, by the way, guys, I'm sorry, we've been really focused on just trying to get the players going. I actually totally forgot to get caught up on this. 2 big shouts I want to give out, well, a couple real quick, just to get everything caught up. Riamar earlier today donated $25. Dude, you know I appreciate that. Hashtag bonjour and Suk Dong. Damn it,
Could you say that any, like, less accenty?
Wow, that was
No,
weird.
it's spelled...
What?
It's spelled Suk Dong. So,
No, not that. Bonjour.
Oh, bonjour.
There you go.
Suk Dong with the $10 donation says, Happy New Year's, guys. I love your work. Awesome. Thank you, sir. And of course, we got a couple of subs. And again, guys, sorry this is only just now getting caught up, but big love and shout out to Droopy FR, French, I'm assuming, Jirena Forever, and MYI Smile. Thank you guys for subbing recently to the channel. And we are caught up now. And my greatest apologies for missing those earlier.
Whoa. Oh, my God. So many things happening. So Burrow for Hydra. He's still on 2 bases too, which is going to be quite a surprise for Myungsik as he tries to harass the 3rd base that isn't there.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's almost not comforting, but you know there's not like an economy race you have to really get ahead on. But it is at the same time scary because all of a sudden red flags go up like, okay, it's a 2 base, but what is he doing on 2 bases?
Yeah. Like,
yeah, the
it
road
really
where
isn't...
it's not in the typical standard position where it's
Yeah.
used in SimCities.
He's also, by the way, not scouted anything. Like, he got over the probe earlier, saw the creep and left, so he has no idea about the hatchery, the gases, the main, nothing. Myungsik is playing as blind as he can.
See the roaches now.
Yeah. I guess the Mothership Core could try and hit run a little bit on the way back home, but shy of that, I mean, it's mostly sentries, and, you know, force fields are cool, and we always talk about how great they are at zoning out units, but if there's nothing to shoot them behind those force fields, then what good are the sentries?
Yeah, detection. Like, he's going to have cannons for detection, so... If he puts one down, like, in front, he'll have it, but, you know, there's not one down yet.
Well, the Roach is actually the one that's on the ropes a little bit. Gonna try and get on top past this. Watch out, we'll see this coming. Myungsik is not going to take too much damage from this. Hydra's Lings, Hydra's Roaches haven't done much. We'll see if Hydra can get some Hydras out, maybe change this up a little bit. Does lose a sentry, though, and there's that burrow coming into play.
Lost 2 roaches.
I think
Yeah.
it's guaranteed to die
Unfortunate.
anyways. I mean, it's slow Roaches, right? It's...
Yeah, I mean, if the burrow was finished, so if he was a little bit more diligent enough, he could have saved them all.
Yeah, if only he chrono boosted out that burrow tech.
Oh, so critical.
What a chump. Okay, so the Roaches are going to try and sneak in here. Sadly, with 1 Roach remaining, even if he does burrow this is really not that big of a threat. It'll take so long to kill anything. So I don't know how much Myungsik's going to sweat it, but at the same time, you know, his 3rd's been creeped out. There's another push coming at the front. It's going to be really hard for him to take any sort of expand while all of this is going on. And of course, let's not forget, he really needs to get detection up.
I mean, as this game has gone with that early pool, and maybe it really didn't do all that much probe damage, but just like the control that Hydra has gotten from this into this build, into the next build, Roach Hydra, maybe like a 1-2-3 punch.
Well, it takes out all the sentries. These attacks, for as, quite frankly, bad as they should be on paper, are netting Hydra some pretty good kills against Myungsik.
Yeah, really good. I mean, he's getting an Immortal right now, which would help against Roaches, but not so much against, like, the Hydras that are on the way. Probe, pylon.
Yeah, waiting for him to
It's
warp
good.
something. I mean, I think this was placed a long time ago, and he was hoping to push out with those sentries,
Yeah.
but those are gone, and the ability to cut off this 3rd base with those force fields is no longer available. He doesn't have the gas to really replace them either.
Yeah, and it's going to be discovered shortly.
Sorry about that.
This
Pardon.
is... Oh, I thought that was...
Bless you.
that was- Yeah, I mean, Hydra, he doesn't have exactly like an auto win here. Myungsik didn't replenish his sentries, so actually maybe it'll get worse and worse. Without more sentries, these Hydras are going to be able to abuse the 3rd, where usually it's an easy force field off.
Yeah, force fields can be a real, actually, I was gonna say annoyance, but that certainly was. He contaminates the robo, so let's stall out that observer build time for a little bit. Now, if there was like tunneling claw roaches on top of this would be the scariest move that Hydra could have pulled off. But because it's not really that big of a deal, and he does actually go for Hydras behind this, so it's the name of the movie.
Yeah, he has just stopped going for roaches, so he might be like actually going into a Mutaswap after this. Like Ling Hydra in a Mutas is totally heard of, like it's actually pretty normal, but just Hydras, like nothing else to buffer for them is sometimes really bad, actually. Sometimes they die way too fast.
Well, if Myungsik can actually get this 3rd base up, we'll see him go to the macro stage. And while this might not be his famous Phoenix build, one thing that has stayed true about Myungsik over the course of his career is that he's been pretty good when it comes to macro. Definitely not the 4-gator 1-baser by any means.
This actually is probably for Corruptors, right? It's like there's, well, maybe. No, Corruptors, like 7 Corruptors? Yeah.
there you
So,
go.
Hydra Corruptor? I'm baffled by the lack of roaches. This is what's really just like, whoa.
Maybe Hydra's
Maybe-
just feeling super confident. Looking at
Maybe.
how things
I
are
mean,
going.
If the Corruptors kill the Colossus first, like absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
The Hydras should win out against the ground army, but it's like, you know, if there were 3 Colossus against only Hydras, the Corruptors can't even kill them that fast. Like, the Hydras go down really quickly. But now he's starting to buffer with the roaches. All right.
I also want to let Matt, that's why I know we got his donation, but it's a really long one, so we'll hold it off reading the message for now, because we have an engagement possibly on our hands here any second. You guys are, I'd say, nail on the head about the Corruptor thing, but if Myungsik starts investing in a lot more Blink Stalkers, we are kind of at that stage where it's Blink Stalker plus 2 weapon upgrades. We've seen this work against Hydralisks in the past, and if he can do enough damage with these Colossus before they go down, instead of trying to retreat them, keep them alive, I think he'll still take this fight every single time. But the Corruptors are here on the front lines. We do have the Colossus doing what they can. He's going to try and back these away. Let's take the Corruptor count, not quite all here.
Shooting anything yet.
Well, they weren't all here at the front line either. He sent 4 in, then 3 came in, then 2 more on the backside, so I mean, those Colossus really had nothing to fear. If those had all come in at once, they would have one volley down each of the Colossus so easily, no problem.
I think it was a bit of a miscalculation by Hydra because he was just waiting for their weapon 2 upgrade finish and the roaches to come, but it's just the Corruptors just didn't come in the right time.
Yeah, very, very messy right there. We actually started thinking of a backup plan. Well, otherwise that might have been a kill move, you know, if that was perfectly executed. But that is, I guess, all of StarCraft 2, isn't it? So, started thinking about maybe a hive or going in a swarm host with this infestation pit.
I think hive kind of suits what Hydra might be trying to accomplish a little bit better. Because the nice thing too is the Corruptors can then be turned into brood lords and double the effectiveness. But if it is going to be swarm hosts, I would be a little bit shocked. I don't think it's really the best choice for this scenario, but hey, people want to do what people want to do, so we'll find out in a second. Meanwhile, engagement does begin, and this time the Corruptors are in the front line. The problem is they get sniped off immediately. Corruption goes down on everything, but can he focus out the Colossus fast enough? There's a lot of Hydralisks surrounding this army, and Myungsik, he's not exactly fighting in a concave.
Oh, this last warp in is pretty huge, though, so he will be able to clean it up, but obviously he lost out in most of his high-tech units, including the sentries.
But at what cost?
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats, you're a caster now, James. You said it on stream.
A few more cliches later, and you'll be a full-fledged caster.
That was, yeah, that warping really saved Myungsik's making, though, seriously.
Yeah, but you know, Hydra's getting maybe like what you would call, I guess, well, actually, never mind. The Corruptors, they're not going to be useful in this attack, but that's fine. He has Hydras, now he has 20 more roaches on the way. Yeah, he's not going to die anytime soon.
Well, still looking to go for the attack. I don't know if I love this. He does have Blink, so it's not like he's dedicating to something he can't handle, but for Myungsik's sake, I mean, this is his army. He doesn't want to throw away too much just for picking off a drone or two.
Yeah. No. I'm surprised, like, he's been on 3 bases this entire time. I mean, the armies have been trading out, and definitely Hydra has a better economy with that gold, and now a 5th base on the way. But, you know, maybe Myungsik, I guess he can't really afford going up to High Templars yet. In fact, getting that +3 weapons first.
And Enduring Locust from Hydra.
Might not need
this
him.
time the Corruptors are actually going to get the job done. Looks like they send Colossus shipfall pretty quickly. But the Stalker control out of Myungsik, like, quickly focus firing and swapping over the Corruptors. It's going to cost him a lot of damage. He could have otherwise went to the Roaches. I think he probably should have just sacked the Colossus there because they were going to die one way or the other. But now these warpins, are they going to be enough? Will he get his bacon saved yet again? Hydra doesn't have like a game-ending force here, but he's got a lot of damage potential, that's for certain.
Yeah, and I love that he's transitioning back. Like, he's not actually transitioning out yet. He's not going to swarm host. That's a backup plan in case this like failed. He's gonna just win anyways. And 2-0 Hydra. My
wow, Hydra with double 2-0s, man, knocks out